Hey, my name is Patrick White. I'm running for re-election to the Stockbridge Select Board. I'm standing behind the house that my parents bought in 1960, and I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about what I've accomplished and what some of our goals are for the future. I'm going to talk a lot about me in this few minutes because, frankly, I think you have a right to know what I've done and what I stand for. I'm not taking credit. I'm just trying to articulate where I'm coming from. First, let's start with what we've accomplished. The past 3 years, I championed a number of efforts. I championed the effort to save Ice Glen. I actually brought the folks in to diagnose the problem. I brought the folks in to solve the problem, and I got the funding at town meeting to do that. I championed climate change issues by not only doing the MVP program with a state grant, which I applied for, but also by hiring the conservation agent for the Conservation Commission, which I championed for 2 years and finally got in the budget. All right. I've got a background in economics. And one of the things that I've focused on is really how to control the growth of property taxes. One, by focusing on local receipts, things like the occupancy tax, as a way, the more revenue we get from other sources, the lower your taxes are. Finally, I focused on infrastructure. We fixed a lot of bridges, and in this budget, we've got over $1 million to repave roads, over almost half of which is coming from the state. And I think that what we've got to constantly do is to do the job of running the town, and I think that we've done that. That's not to say, though, that we don't have challenges. When I was a kid at the Plain School, which is now Town Hall, we had nearly 40 kids from Stockbridge in the 4th grade. This year, there's 3 kids from Stockbridge in the 4th grade. We also, when I was a kid in this neighborhood, there were at least 15 kids I could drive my bike to. I don't know of a single kid in this neighborhood now. You know, and the fact is, you know, when my dad bought this, my dad moved to the Berkshires in 1957. In 1960, right out of the Army, in 1960, he was able to buy this house, all right? My parents worked hard, but I don't know that there's that opportunity now for young families to move here. This isn't a uniquely Stockbridge issue. This is a county, state, and federal issue. But that doesn't mean that we can't take actions here to address these challenges and make it just a little bit easier to maintain a community of folks who live in this town. Look, we're going to have a lot of challenges that we're going to have to work through over the next 3 years. One of the things I've learned is that it takes time to build consensus for these issues. But what I will promise you is that we will come to consensus and we will address these issues. And I'm not going to shy away from bringing up challenges that I think that we face. Because I think that the folks need to talk about it. I think we need to talk about it in public. And I think you need to be part of that conversation. So I've only got really 2 things to ask of you in the next few weeks. One, come to town meeting and be part of the decisions that we make on behalf of the town. Town meeting is where all the decisions get made. It's a tradition that goes back nearly 300 years. And the second thing is, I'm asking for your vote, but even without it, I want you to show up and vote. Only 29% of the registered voters in Stockbridge showed up and voted last year. It's easy to vote. You can vote by mail, you can vote absentee, or you can come on May 16th and vote in public at Town Hall. Please show up, please be part of this process, and please consider voting for me. Thank you.